This is it. The last game of my rookie season. Kind of hard to believe. These 82 games have gone by in a blur. I know we're on the outside looking in when it comes to playoffs, but that doesn't mean I can't go out and give it everything I have one last time. So here goes nothing.
The Bucks look to take charge at BMO Harris Bradley Center, and we're bringing it to you live from Milwaukee here on 2K Sports. The Pacers will play just this one game on the road before returning back to Indiana. They're down in 10th place in the East.
Yeah, fourth and final matchup on the season, guys, and coming into this one, having won 2 of the first 3, there's the confidence there. The question is whether or not...
For the Bucks, John Henson's checked in for Jabari Parker, and Jared Bayless subbed in for Chris Middleton. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Hill comes in for Allen. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Monte Ellis. And it's Williams in for George Hill. On the court right now for the Pacers. Stuckey and George make up the perimeter. Turner is out there with Hill. And it's Williams at the point guard.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
And they're able to recover. A shot by Carter Williams, nobody around.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast.
Plumlee is checked in for the Bucks. Mayo comes in for Carter Williams. Bayless the pass to Plumlee. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Plumlee's got his first points of the game. So for Milwaukee, their last game, a win against Orlando.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
From the high post, keeps it alive. Pacers leading by 13. Nobody near Williams. Plumlee with the rebound.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with the miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
The rebound by Turner. Pacers have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Williams for 3. Here's Hill. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Henson, a screen on Stuckey. Mayo kicks to Plumlee. Plumlee with the screen. Off the screen. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Bayless has got his second bucket of the night. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to New York.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars in a game of basketball. Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove. Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but and the Bucks with some changes. John Henson's checked in for Jabari Parker. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for O.J. Mayo.
And guys, when you look at O.J. Mayo's statistics over the past few years, nothing really stands out. But then you watch him in games, especially in clutch moments, and he can seem like the most dangerous guy on the floor. A scary, deep-range shooter who loves to take defenders one-on-one.
John Henson out there with Monroe. Then it's Jared Bayless, and then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Carter Williams in at the 1 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Knicks was just a man on a mission. He finished with 13 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. His performance will be a high note in what has been a disappointing season for his team.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by his standards, guys.
And how about the high standards he has for himself? Really did have it all working for him in that game.
Anxious to see what's in his mind for an encore today. I mean, it'd be awfully difficult to top that last game.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has, to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Carter Williams can't get it to go. On the topic of O.J. Mayo, has value in this NBA.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's multi-skilled, good size, sees himself as a superstar, and yet that sometimes derails him being as effective as he could be because he just can't quite get comfortable in that role of being a backup.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
On the wing, Williams. Carter Williams covering. Williams against Carter Williams. And it's Williams again missing.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part, Greg. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from them.
Carter Williams kicks to Bayless. 34 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Just 5 to shoot. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Carter Williams with another miss.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Left side, George. There's Williams with the 3. Again, the miss by Williams. Here's Carter Williams. All sorts of time, and he hits the jump shot. Carter Williams has got 9 points now in the quarter.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
And we finished one half of basketball. It's the Pacers up by 15. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands for more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Williams. Then for the Pacers, Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. C.J. Miles comes in for Lavoy Allen, and it's Williams in for Monte Ellis. On the court for Indiana, Williams in at shooting guard. C.J. Miles is out there with Turner. Then there's Hill, and it's George in at the small forward. And Parker, here we go. Turner with the steal. And they're moving it up. And Miles kicks to Williams. Shoots a 3. And he gets the bucket. Williams has got 12 in the game.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
The Bucks making a switch here. Henson's checked in. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, but which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career. It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
It's Williams with the drive. Nice move. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and it had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his teams.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
And that one falls for Williams. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
The Bucks making a switch here. Plumlee's checked in. His first shot coming late. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Clock at 6. There's Williams with the 3. Rebound, Milwaukee. Plumlee's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Antetokounmpo dishes to Plumlee. And Middleton kicks to Henson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Miles Turner. Mark, when you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length.
Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Wow, it's right. Henson hits them both.
And talking about Henson, obviously the great length helps him as a shot blocker. The young center is also very quick off his feet. He's averaged around 2.5 blocks a game over the past 2 seasons. He's also been contributing some as a rebounder, though really needs to add some weight to kind of take it to that next step.
And for Milwaukee, they're shooting poorly, just 35% so far. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Outside, George, 6-second difference between shot and game clock. It's Williams with the drive. Shot clock at 5. Turner passes to Williams. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Williams has got 17.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth, here we go.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Pacers out in front, running away with it. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter. Next. And we're rolling here again again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The Pacers shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Parker and Henson are at the forward slots. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Monroe in at the center filling out the middle.
And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
And Middleton kicks to Monroe. Here's Carter Williams, and he gets it to go. Carter Williams has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Milwaukee. Pacers leading by 22. Outside Williams.
Sticking too much.
Pass to Mahimi. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Milwaukee now. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Tries it from the top of the key. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got 7 rebounds in the game.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
It's stolen by Allen. Here is Miles. Carter Williams covering. Allen dishes to Williams. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Really an extraordinary game for Williams. He's got 17 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Indiana.
And they've made the long range look like a layup at times in this one, guys.
Shooting 2.
Don't overlook the success they've had at the free throw line tonight either.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Executive of the Year award is an odd one. I mean, given yearly to the executive that was deemed to have had the best year with their roster, that is perhaps the hardest thing to evaluate.
The Pacers making a switch here. Stuckey's checked in. And for the Executive of the Year award, it's hard to evaluate because for GMs, Clark, it takes years of moves to reach a certain point.
Yeah, it's an annual award, but it's awarded for years of decisions, if that makes any sense. One big signing or trade isn't quite enough to win the award.
Hits. How about that one from Ennis?
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
You know, it hasn't always been the case in the NBA, but parity is at a great spot right now. Every team can compete for a title or end up last in their conference, it seems. It's something the NBA wanted and ultimately now has achieved.
And speaking of NBA parity, it's impossible to go from last to first in a single year, but it can happen in a 3-year span.
And that's all you really want from a fan's perspective, hope. To illustrate the parity, all 4 teams in the conference finals from last year were different from the year before.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Screen by Monroe. Ennis passes to Monroe. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season. Top 5 for center.
And here is Williams. From past the arc. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it.
Well, Paul, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show. Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. Sometimes when you're given the opportunity to show what you can do, a player really delivers in the clutch. That's what he did here tonight.
How about the show Freak was putting on tonight?
And that'll do it for our coverage of this year's final regular season contest. It has been a wild ride. For Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith, I'm Ernie Johnson. Now the playoffs begin on 2K.
I know money isn't everything to you, Freak, and I find it hard to say this, but I've grown to respect that in you. You're a man of conviction. But it's my responsibility to point out the consequences of that way of thinking. Now, for you, winning is everything, but winning isn't something you could do alone. It requires excellent, or at the very least, competent coaching, contributing teammates, and God willing, good health. And we all know that's not a guarantee. Now, the reality is you're not in control of any of those other factors, but if you, as the star player, fail to win and deliver a championship, you will be held responsible. You will be scapegoated, you will be villainized, and you will be punished accordingly. So when you say to me that as a free agent, all you care about is being in the best position to win, I understand what you mean. But again, that's not only up to you. Now, I'm going to call my guy at Apollo Jets. I'm going to get us a private plane for this tour. I promise you, you're going to love the free agency experience. Now, your relationship with Vic has unfortunately cost us in some of these negotiations. We had 10 teams interested. We now only have 3. But thankfully, you wised up when it came to Vic. Have you been in contact with Vic? Yo, Freak, look at me.
He still has one of my cars, Dom.
What did I tell you about the L word?
The L word? What is...
Loyalty. I don't know what kind of hold this Vic has over you, but it makes me scared. You're a free agent for the first time in your career, and the only person you need to be loyal to is you. You need to be an FOF. You need to be a friend of Freak. Let's forget about winning without appropriate compensation and loyalty that hasn't been earned and isn't deserved. This is a tough business, Freak. We need to be tougher. Come on.
CC?
Woo, Lord Jesus, I was about to blow a gasket. Okay, Freak. Now, there are very few options on the table, and I want you to explore them all before making your final decision. Whatever you decide, it needs to be an informed decision, not an emotional one. The larger the markets, the greater resources at your disposal and exposure for you. But if you don't allocate these resources properly, then it's just a big spotlight on you as you lose.
Well, thank you kindly, big sis.
She's right, Freak.
Thanks, Don.
Absolutely. Team Freak. That's what we're about.
Oh, whoa, I don't know if I like this.
What?
Dom and CC high-fiving like that?
I mean, yeah, why you got so certain I'm gonna lose?
Whoa. No one thinks you're going to lose, Freak.
You guys sure sound like it.
We just want you to select a franchise that has great coaching, super talent, exposure, but most importantly, a ton of cap space. If the team doesn't win and you're to blame, at least you won't be broke, capiche?
Capiche.
Also, you should make sure it's somewhere you want to raise a family, but no pressure.
Well, you guys have made this decision so much easier.
What did Mom and Dad say?
You know what they said. I mean, but honestly, I'm torn. I've heard and listened to what you've all had to say. Don't take this the wrong way. There's just one person I haven't heard from, and that's Vic.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Yo, Vic, where you at? I've been trying to call you, man. Hit me back.
You know him. He's probably somewhere too loud to hear his phone.
I don't know. I think Vic's actually upset with me. This is for this reason.
Talent they have on that team, they can win a championship this year.
You think so? And you know what that means?
Sis, all started here.
Welcome to your second NBA season. Now that your career is progressing and you're find your skill on the court and work on increasing your attributes in live practices? Do you want to earn fame and extra money by partnering with global brands? Or would you rather establish personal connections with some of the game's most influential personalities, which bring with them a variety of rewards? The choice is yours.